Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings with me, Lawrence, your punk with toys. And yes, this is a place where Cobra Law will never be accepted. They will always suck, and I pray that if they make it as a HasLab so I don't have to buy it. I guess I don't have to buy it anyway. But anyway, that is just for you, Cobra Law. Though I do appreciate you being here, although I saw it go from the people go from 8 to 7. So did you drop off that quickly? Uh, anyway, it's great to have everyone here. I can't believe it's been a week already. And let me just tell you, internet be damned. I made it on here. I now have 3 different ways to try and get on here. I'm guessing you all can hear me. At least I sure hope that you all can. Anyway, let me just tell you, this whole internet thing has been a debacle for the whole week, and it won't be resolved at least until tomorrow. Although my internet seems to be working right now, so I'm using someone else's internet right now. I asked my neighbor if I could use hers. She was gracious enough because her and I have a pretty good relationship. But I have everything else seems to be working. But let me just tell you, I had them come out last Wednesday. The guy said there was water in the wire. It hadn't been done. He ran a new wire and everything, which is pretty cool. He fixed it. It still jittered while watching things. My kids noticed. I noticed. I didn't even have a chance to call them. It rained. It poured on Saturday, and I lost internet completely. It kind of flickered in and out, but my digital cable was all over the place, so I know that it's something on the outside. So yeah, it's Cobra Law. It is it's Cobra Law. Wow, I don't know. It's really weird. The guy didn't seem to like me too much. No, and so I called. Hey, listen, that type of stuff happened. I fixed machines, things break, but they were like, we can't get someone out there till Wednesday. I'm like, so I got to go a week without. There's something you guys did that you screwed up, and now you're not going to come out for a week. And they did the whole well, we can get someone out Tuesday, and we can give you a $10 credit. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. So I took the day off. Tomorrow, it definitely will be. It will be resolved. It is not Comcast. It's WoW. Which I've never had real issues with till just now. But anyway, 22 people already in here. Hit that like button, please. It's much appreciated. It tells everyone, it tells YouTube, push this out there. But anyway, I gotta say, the chat's already going off. Payne was in earlier, and sometimes if you make a comment too early, it goes away. He said something about the $2. I'm assuming it was a reference to Better Off Dead, which I gotta say, we're gonna be promoting our punks on films. I have to say, if we ever do Better Off Dead, which I would love to do, I better get a bunch of $2 super chats, not just to send me money, but because I want my $2. Anyway, let's say hi to the chat. We got Cobra Law in the house already. Listen, you had to wait 64 minutes, but you got right off the bat. We got Commander of Cobra, who pretty much said, hey, you know what? I'll say it now because he's the real leader of Cobra. We got McCloptic in the house. I know I destroy that name every time. We got the moderator, Matthew Matson, who will be joining me on Punks on Films. Yeah, we had a blast. The first one, this one hopefully goes much better. Radical Toys, great to see you. Listen, guys, I did check out his live stream, and I told him right away, I'm so glad this is not some boring live stream. It does a really good job. Hey, there's a lot of times you check out someone's live stream, you try and help them out, and they're just kind of boring, and you kind of feel bad about it. Masterversal right here. This guy is All right, guys, listen. All right, so I just froze. I can see it over here. Matthew sending me a message right now. Listen, I'm on someone else's Wi-Fi. I've changed computers. I've changed everything. It is one of the websites. I don't want to say what website it is. I'm pretty sure I know what website it is, but I like the people, so I'm not going to say anything. So anyway, back to the chat. I watch. I can see the freezing. I'm figuring things out a little bit more here. Anyway, William Hassel is in the house. You got David R. Masterversal Toyota. That's who I was trying to say when I was so rudely interrupted by the internet. We got Eric in the house. Would have been 29. Noom 48 to 42. Mr. Wonderful. Are you new? Because I don't remember seeing you. And if I missed you, I apologize, but I love seeing new people in the house. 1,000 Wolves. And on and on and on. Oh, and look, Articulated Chad, it is nice to see you. Give me some foreign stuff to talk about, dude. Some foreign stuff. I need some foreign stuff to talk about. Actually, I don't even have much to talk about. We got the Magnificent Hoodlum in here. Baldy Locks. And it seems like there are just so many more. But I think we're going to get on with the show, if I even have a show to talk about. So, like I said, yeah, the whole internet thing, obviously there's other issues, and I do believe it is a specific website that I pull up. That's why we've been seeing so much freezing, but I also have issues with the internet, obviously. So, I want to get into the pickups that I got. So if you were watching everything, if you're watching my videos, which most of you have, you know exactly what we're talking about, and that is these wonderful Animals of the Warrior Kingdom. These things are a lot of fun, and for $35, and I guess again we're going to get into what you think is too expensive for action figures, because as I hear more and more people talk, I don't think people understand we're paying more for stuff, and smaller companies are going to pay more. These things are absolutely awesome. And I mentioned before, here's the Valiverse AK-47. I finally have found a figure that it actually fits in, because these things are usually huge. And then here's Pale again. He had a mohawk, so I had to get the figure with a mohawk. But we're going to talk about these figures a little bit more. And then the other pickup is Frogmonger finally came. All right, guys. I don't know. Dude, StreamYard literally took a shit. Listen, I'm on a completely different network. This is messed up, dude. Like, this is absolutely messed up completely. Because I'm using everything different than we were having the problems originally. So bear with me. But StreamYard literally just kicked me out. And I'm starting to think maybe there's some StreamYard issues because I've seen a few people that have been streaming lately that seem to be having the exact same problem that I am, like big StreamYard people too. So, yeah, obviously there's some other issues going on. So, where the hell was I? Oh, I was talking about Frogmonger, and I could kind of read some of your comments. Oh my God. God, it's so bad. Anyway, Frogmonger right here. Now, I did pick up. Oh, wait, hold on. So wait. So, have you been having issues also? Because I watched one of the big YouTubers that I watch that promotes StreamYard. He was having a problem like last week, and then I saw the Full Force having the exact same problem. So let's hope that's what it is. But hey, here I'm running around going absolutely nuts, trying to figure it out. If it turns out it's StreamYard, I'm going to be really aggravated at the amount of money that I dumped in to trying to upgrade my network, which needed to be upgraded anyway. So anyway, the Frogmonger here. If you've seen me already post for next week, that is because I'm going to be doing the Frogmonger giveaway. Here's a brand new one, sealed in the box. The only reason why you saw a live that's already been created was because for the video that's going to drop tomorrow, where you're going to put your name to be entered in the drawing. Well, I had to link the live stream to it so people can hit. So if you're wondering why I already created a live stream for next week before I even have a topic, that is the reason. It's not just because I'm getting ahead of myself, because hell, I'm actually worried about not having enough to get through 2 hours, let alone 3 hours today. But I can always continue to ramble on about nothing. I'm trying to read through the chat here quickly here. Tony Romo and asked me if anyone would allow your chat. Also, the filter is getting picky. All right. Well, I'd have to read way through. I guess way through more than that. All right. So anyway, I have all my notes, but man, I hate when this stuff happens. When we talk about Tiger Force Dusty, he's not that pretty. Got some weird ass colors to him. Let me tell you that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I should have brought up that whole John Cena thing. You know what? Listen, God bless John Cena. He seems like a great guy. But oh my God, the amount of G.I. Joe marks now that are just total simpletons that see John Cena with a G.I. Joe shirt that everyone is just all over it. Like, just get over it. I can't even watch wrestling anymore because they have one guy that they don't know how to get the damn championship off of them. I know there's people watching wrestling right now that are probably flipping back and forth. They're probably fuming at me for saying that. But, man, they don't know how to get the championship off him. And God, the guy is awful. And it reminds me of Goldberg back in the day when WCW didn't know what to do with him. So anyway. All right. So anyway, that's next week. So tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, the video for the Frogmonger giveaway is going to be up. Go in there, put your name in, same as before. Your YouTube name, I'll put it in the wheel of names, and as long as you're in the lower 48. The other thing that I also mentioned is if you are a channel member, you automatically get your name entered an extra time. And that's just something we're doing for the giveaway. So if you're a channel member, as long as you're in the lower 48, your name gets automatically thrown in. But rules still apply. If you're not in the chat, then you can't win when we do the drawing, which is sometime between 10 and 11. And I'm going to run it probably closer to between 10:30 and 11. Because I want you sticking around. All right? I want people sticking around. So anyway, 35 people right now. Thank you all for sticking around. hit that like button, please. I really wish I could see who's not who's doing the like button, but how often it is. I gotta keep refreshing over here. So anyway, okay. So what do you want to talk about? Punks on Film. I know that I've been pushing it. You guys all seem to really like the idea, and then we only had like 20 people show up, 21 people. But either way, we're going to continue to do it because we had a blast. So this week, this Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be talking Mallrats. Myself and the moderator, Matthew Matson. I think we got a lot of the kinks worked out, so I'll be able to pull up stills. Also, it is a movie that I do know, so we're going to have a blast talking about that. There is links, and right now, there is a link in there to pick on what's the next movie that we're going to watch. So you can vote here, and you can also vote there. So you have a chance to put in your vote 2 times. I did not expect Commando to be taking off with it. So right now, there are 5 movies to choose from. Iron Eagle, Only the Strong, Commando, Clueless, Time Bandits. Matthew, if you could drop a link. If you drop a link to that, let's see here. Oh, you know what? I got it right here. Well, I have a link to the preview for Mallrats. Watch it, share it. Really, that's going to be on the Patreon when we get to the Patreon and start doing that. We'll start with that one. Well, just for you. So anyway, again, listen, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And we talked about some other shows and different things like that. We kind of talked about how childish The Mandalorian is and how it's written for 5-year-olds. That's not really my take, but some people have that take. Anyway, what's Payne saying? Do we just turn into great Joe photography both for 101? I don't know. All right. So anyway, let's get into some of the toy talk. I don't think there's been that much news, but I gotta say, it's been hard to really keep up with everything that's been going on with my work and the stupid internet. And literally, I actually had stuff to do this weekend, which is shocking because I usually sit around my house doing absolutely nothing. I went out and skated yesterday for the first time this year. I thought my knees felt good, and this morning my knee feels awful. Hurts to walk up and down steps. Man, it's like the last thing that I want to do. But hey, you know what? I guess it's a sacrifice you got to do for something that you absolutely love. So anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about, I just want to quickly mention, is Ramen Toys. I thought last week that Maverick was supposed to go up, but unfortunately, I haven't seen. I have not seen a pre-order for it, so I'm wondering if it's going to be available on like BBTS. Because if so, it would be pretty cool. Because I'd rather not spend the money right now and wait for it, but it's hard to tell what's going to go on. So I did double check. So if anyone's seen if that Maverick is up, let me know because I am really on the fence about picking that up. But yeah, really not too much more that I wanted to discuss on that, unless people have it. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat. I would love to be able to read through all this chat. It was so much easier when there was like 13 people watching, but I love that we have more and that we're growing. Anyway, all right, so I want to talk about these Sparrow toys here. I know I've already discussed them. Before. I know Payne's really into them. Again, you've seen the ones that I did. To be 100% honest, I am actually really surprised that I didn't get more views over how many people have been talking about these. But everyone seems to absolutely love these, and I think they're so much fun. I think they're just absolutely so much fun. they just have this Planet of the Apes vibe. And especially if you have Recondo and you have Spirit, like you just have two guys that are just like ready to like you can do any type of photography, videography if you want to, with maybe them hunting each other, different things like that. So, like I said, I picked up this pail. I'm probably gonna pick up the rest in a little bit. I kind of gotta watch all my, everyone. We all gotta watch how much we end up spending because let's be honest, it gets to be kind of crazy how much these figures end up costing. Now, I didn't pick up anything other than the primates. But these ones, I don't think these ones look nearly as good. I'm not really sure what Payne thinks because I'm pretty sure he has all of them. I think the primates look absolutely awesome. But they do have more coming out, and I have not pre-ordered any. I'll wait till they drop. But you got some pretty big, chunky guys that are much more expensive that will be coming out. And I mean, look at this guy. He looks pretty badass, and I will be really interested to see how his articulation is because to me that's always a big, huge thing. It's always a big, huge thing. But I started looking at these ones, man, and I just think that these ones look really good too. Completely different face sculpts. You're gonna assume the body's got to be a little bit different. So, I listen. If you have the money and you want to support an independent company, this is one that I would say be on board with. I kind of chatted with the guy back and forth because he when I put the videos up on Instagram, he shared them on his page. So it's cool. Like, it's nice being able to sit there and just kind of chit chat, go back and forth with someone. Tell people, hey, you know what, you're doing a damn good job. It looks like they got, maybe some. This guy right here looks like an army builder for $23. So again, good value in my opinion. You get a good amount of stuff. I haven't even seen all these. So these are all like little army builders here. And lots of different ones too. So guys, again, jump on board. Like, just pick one up, man. Go to BBTS, order one. And it's what I always say. Like, I do the reviews to try and give someone, a better idea whether or not they should, go one way or another. I'm not trying to tell anyone to buy anything. I will say, like, something like this, you can get it at BBTS and just wait and throw it in your pile of loot for $35. Just see what it's like. See if you like it. But yeah, and to me, this is what the Thundercats should be like. But, the Thundercats are made by, Super 7, which is absolute garbage. So, but yeah, so again, this is me kind of waxing poetically over. I just think they're really nice. I mean, they're not perfect. I think his abs, he's obviously a little loose, but it's not bad. It's just that little area right there. The hands come out the easiest of any hands I've ever had. They just pop right out so easily. And they just pop right in. They have the gauntlet there. And they make it's absolutely seamless. So, drop the gauntlet. Anyway, we can talk to Payne a little more. I know he's really into it. And again, the like I said, the owner talking to him, he seems like a pretty cool guy. He seems real nice. Kind of just going back and forth talking about stuff. So anyway, let's open up. Let me open up some stuff here that I had to remove. Although I am glad to hear the Payne say that it sounds like that it's StreamYard that might be having. I'll send you some shots. And so yes, please do. You do some awesome stuff. Like, you do some really good stuff. If you haven't checked out Payne's toy samples, you need to go do it. Instagram, I love Instagram. It's just, you get to scroll through things, and you can have your personal one, you can have your toy one, other good jazz there. All right, so Motu continues to make some news, considering that this line is supposed to be dead, as of the 1st. So I'm surprised they're still around. Yeah. I don't know if that joke's ever gonna get old. To the line actually finally does die. But yeah, the truth is, it's just I don't know. It's yeah. All right. So anyway, so the Mossman packaging was revealed. So this is I'm gonna try and hold this open as long as possible. You'll be able to figure out. Unfortunately, the site that I think keeps causing me problems. um, I know. God. All right. Let me know when I'm back. All right, I gotta be back, right? All right, dude. I really hate to do that, but I think you guys can figure out what site continues. I think to cause this to crash. It looks right now I have a good stream once again. I hate doing that to you guys, man, but oh my god, like, oh, I really, really do enjoy that. Really do enjoy them. So give me another second. I guess if I can pull something else up here. Anyway, Mossman came out. Well, he's not out yet, but they showed him. Packaging is really nice. I'm gonna try and pull up one other site here. I guess some things I'm gonna have to do some screen grabs on it. Is it Gremlins? You know what? I wish. Yeah, I wish it was Gremlins. Yeah. All right, so let me try something else here. This stuff's killing me though, man. It's already hard enough doing this on your own, and I'm a struggling man. All right, a struggling man here. All right, let's try this site. Again, if this one crashes it, we're gonna have to boycott these two YouTubers. All right, Mossman, real nice, sleek. You gotta fucking be kidding me. Really? All right. So here it is. The packaging looks really nice. It seems like every time I bring up other YouTubers' websites that I do use, and they know that I do, they seem to want to crap out on me. So anyway, Mossman, this is the Walmart exclusive. Walmart exclusive here. And the packaging looks really nice. You do get a bunch of stuff in it. He's going to be flocked, the head. My guess can only be that he's going to run probably $25-$30. This really should be a Mattel exclusive, especially considering if you're going to have this nice packaging. We all know how all the stuff comes from Walmart. It's pretty much going to be shoved in a bag or in a box with no bubble wrap or anything like that. But I think it looks really cool. I will definitely be trying to pick this guy up. I'm not going to go over all the different Easter eggs that they threw in here. Although this little snake guy here, I know they've been talking about it, but if you've walked around Walmart in the past few years, you will definitely notice there was this snake that looked just like this. It was like $10. I always wanted to pick it up for like Cobra just to put it in the background. I just never got around to it. So anyway, that's that. All right. But yeah, there's lots of different Motu stuff coming. It's hard to talk Motu because usually the stream just automatically hits a wall. But I like it, so we're going to talk about it every now and then as long as whatever site I'm on tends to work. Let's remove this really quick. So, let's take a second here. Oh, Tony, you did get a logo. Look at that. Tony's face. Nice to see you getting a logo. The G.I. Joe logo. Oh, you're just like John Cena. And then I see Ted at Dark Claw. Hey, everyone, and Mossman in my life. All right, so I want to quickly say Ted Darklaw. He is from Hella Dope Toys. Now, I had heard Articulated Chad promoting his show on Sundays. And then I was checking out the last week or the week before. Not last week because he was off. So 2 weeks ago, I did not realize they're a toy store also. So go check out Hella Dope Toys. I know Payne has ordered stuff from them, so he can vouch for them. And again, small little company doing the same thing, that BBTS, Entertainment Earth, Nerdzork, and everyone else is doing. But hey, you know what? If the prices are reasonable, they're around the same price. If you're going to be ordering something, hey, you know what? Give it a shout out, man. Give them a try, help them out. Alice and Troy, hey, popping in to listen, chill while eating or editing. You were eating the one time, I remember. Honestly, my pleasure. Like, I did not realize that you were a toy, that you also did, online toy store. So yeah, again, if someone's cool with me, someone's gonna help me out, I'm definitely gonna help you guys out. And I mentioned it before. Listen, if you have a show and we start talking, I will be more than happy to give shout outs, send people your way. I don't want people coming into my show ever talking about their show, promoting their own show, because no one is here to find out about other people's shows. I don't go on other people's shows. Again, after a while, if you're chatting with people, someone's going to click on your name and find out that you have, what your YouTube is and different things like that. So anyway, let's keep moving on because you know me, I'll just continue to ramble. So again, usually we go 3 hours. Frankly, I don't have to wake up in the morning because I have tomorrow off. But yeah, so that's really all that I have to say about that right now. So we're getting to Super 7, my favorite company. And we'll add it to the stream quickly here. So it looks like if you are a fan of Blondie, they're probably going to be coming out with Super 7 Reaction. Or hey, maybe they're the Ultimates. I don't know what Ultimate Blondie they can do. But they do all kinds of Ultimates. Again, every time I type Super 7, I use the $sign on purpose. Because even though there are other figures that are more expensive, I think they're the biggest ripoff in the toy industry going right now. I don't know. I think they're an absolute ripoff. And then they have their tease for their next wave of G.I. Joe Ultimates, which this looks like it's probably going to be Zartan. This should be dropping sometime this week. He's already said he has like 35, 40 figures already designed and ready to go. And again, listen, if you're into this, God bless you, or Allah bless you, I don't care. I don't want to offend anyone, okay? I don't want to say anything offensive to anyone. But yeah, it looks like another set of Ultimates. They'll probably drop tomorrow, so by the time I talk about it in a week, it'll be old news, and everyone will be like, all right, well, what do I care? All right, and then There are other things that dropped on April Fools, which I guess it's, in my opinion, fitting. Let's see here, Mr. Wonderful. I really think the cost is insane. The box looks good and the images look great, but then they come and it's so bad. I won't spend anything on them. I am totally with you, and I've mentioned before. If you go back and you watch my Tiger video, you will honestly you'll hear in the video when I start getting really mad and really aggravated with the figures, because the articulation is so bad. They might as well be called statues. The plastic is bad. The paint apps are bad. And when something's messed up, the owner just says, what are you going to do? Well, you eat the cost because it's not what you showed everyone. And say what you will about, Ugly Falcon. The digital render didn't look like what we got. But the actual figure they showed us looks exactly like what they sent us. So anyway, they did drop this. Where the hell did it go? Shitty website they had to. So here you have this Cobra Escape Pack. Now, mind you, these things are already overpriced at $20 each. So they give you a 3-pack. Now, by my math, if you do 20 times 3, that comes out to be 60. And part of the reason I understand that you do 2 packs or 3 packs or combos is to keep costs down and pass that on. Yet, Super 7 actually sells it for $65. And let's talk about these accessories they come with. So it's kind of cool that they give you something that is different, that you're not going to get with Hasbro. But look at these accessories. I mean, you're talking about a bag, awesome. Another bag for Cobra Commander, and then a hammer. These things must be worth $10 each. I mean, whew. Super 7, don't break the bank and pass the savings of $65 for 3 figures that have 5 points of articulation. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. Oh, wait a minute. We dropped down to 30 viewers. There must be people that are on the Super 7 bandwagon. Listen, if you like them, good for you. I can't. Not that I don't have any. I've done reviews on some of them. But for the $20 price point, they are such a ripoff. And I also was, when watching the Full Force, all right, guys. I don't know if it glitched on you or what, but it glitched on me. And I don't know. I've changed everything. There's not one thing that is the same that I have done on these live streams. And I can watch. It aggravates the hell out of me. Yeah, I know. You guys are. Yeah. What's in? Yeah, I don't know. Like, seriously, I'm not on anything that I was before. That's what doesn't make any sense because we didn't have any issues when we first started. So anyway, listen, I heard someone on the Full Force. They had said that supposedly on their that big pack that they did for San Diego Comic-Con. I think I can probably still pull it up. That big pack for like $140 that they lost money on it. Well, yeah, they lost money on it because no one wants the garbage. I mean, it sounds. I mean, hey, you know what? Like I've mentioned before, man, I want to support the company because they're punk rockers, they're skateboarders. How they even have skateboard figures that I think are trash. And they don't even come with skateboards. You give us skateboard figures, you don't give us skateboards. Oh, but they're $20, and you get 5 points of articulation. Let me tell you, As much as my knees don't want to work today after skateboarding yesterday, yeah, I don't know. I gotta get rid of some of this shit. So anyway, that's my Super 7. Again, not too much to talk about here. I don't have much to talk about right now. All right. So the other figure that dropped, I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about. Maybe they have, but I haven't been watching everyone's streams. And that is going to be, if I find it. Oh, I must have dumped it. Wow, this is riveting, isn't it? I'm a riveting host here. As you sit here and you wait for me to pull up certain things. But that's what you guys came to love, right? Mezco toys. Now, I ordered this right away. I do believe Matthew has also ordered it. And that is the G.I. Joe Storm Shadow from Mezco. I'm going to add this thing to the stream. All right. Yeah, StreamYard dumped me again. Dude, honestly, I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore. I really don't. I guess it's just becoming a bit now. Is that the best way to put it? It's just become a complete bit. I don't get it. I want to talk fucking toys. That's it. Come on, StreamYard. And I talk fucking toys. You know? I actually don't have the dog jumping on me. I have no kids here today, which is a first in forever. Yeah, it does. It hates me. It hates me. I'm not Mexican enough for it to like me, I guess. Maybe it's racist. I don't know. You applaud my temperament. I would have broken the computer by now. You know what, dude? If I can't laugh about it, and the fact that everyone sticks around, listen, that's really all that matters. Hey, where is it? Okay, yes and no. It does sometimes, but I've never been dumped. Like, StreamYard is literally just dumping me right out of the whole program, which I don't know. But it is certain websites. There's no doubt there are certain websites, but I've used two different computers. I'm on two different networks. Again, I can go to the Verizon card. Maybe that will work, huh? Maybe if I go to the Verizon card, that will work. All right. So let's try this one more time because I really like this. All right, so let's get this back up here. Yeah, you are right. But what doesn't make any sense about sharing stuff is people share stuff all the time. Why is it having such an issue? No. Biden is not running the board. All right? He is not. But my dog is going kind of crazy right now. Oh, he heard me. All right, so anyway, back to the topic at hand of what I was trying to get through is this Storm Shadow. Now, I have pre-ordered the other 3 Mezco G.I. Joes. They look absolutely awesome. We'll let Roman finish scratching, so I'm sure you guys all can hear him. But yeah, I think these things look awesome. I think they look absolutely amazing. This figure is top notch, in my opinion, from what I can see. And just the face sculpt that they have. And again, the only Mezco that I've held, unfortunately, the leg broke right off it. And it's unfortunate, but I haven't heard many bad things about them. So, but anyone else other than Matthew, jump on this thing and pre-order. It's $95. I ordered directly from Mezco, so I know it's going to cost me a little bit more, but hopefully I'll get it right away. I actually have 3 of them on order from Mezco, so hopefully we'll get them quicker than if I was to sit around and wait elsewhere. Ooh, Mr. Popinski, Joe. Nice to see you joining. You joined in after the freezing up, and hopefully it will be the last of the freezing that we got. But yeah, I mean, I heard some people talking about how like a lot of these look like they're photoshopped, which I guess isn't that what most promo pics are, photoshopped? But you know, they give you a good amount of stuff. And look at this, Hasbro. If you're watching, Lenny, if you're watching, we need nunchucks with our Storm Shadow. I don't know why we didn't get that. It makes no sense whatsoever. But this thing looks awesome. I'm just, you know what? I paid for it. Give it to me now. Or give me the other ones at least. The other ones that we're kind of waiting for. Let's see here. Bees Battleground says, I like the other Mezco Joes, but was not feeling this one. And this is why we're nemesis, as I mentioned to you before. I think he looks awesome. I mean, this here looks straight out of a movie poster. Here he looks like he's falling more than anything. All right. Fuck this. Let's see if this works better. Not right now, buddy. There's no one here. And it's raining out. You don't want to go outside. Yeah, I know. The freezing started. You know what? Here. Hold on. I'm going to remove this here. Say hi. There we go. Here, you can save the stream. Can you save the stream? Do your best. Save the stream. But you can't go out right now. And it's raining, and you don't want to go out. I tried to go out. I know you don't want to go out. I know you don't. You run downstairs, you see this raining, and then you won't go outside. No, not right now. Look. I bet everyone now is going to start talking about you. All right, guys. So everything should be off. I don't know if I'm behind where I'm at. I don't know. This has been like 4 weeks in a row. Everything was going really smooth, and now all of a sudden we start having all kinds of crap. And now he's mad. He's gonna sit there and pout. Roman, everyone say hi to you. His tail's wagging. Yeah, I know I can close the tabs, but I'm trying to show you guys. Listen, I understand that. But the whole point is to kind of show some stuff that we're going to discuss. But I've had other issues even when it is closed. So I guess we're going to close them for right now. But BBTS I don't have an issue with. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm not the greatest host. I do my best. And believe me, I spent a lot of money trying to get this shit working. How to the point of taking a damn day off to get stuff going. Let's see, Mr. Popinski says here, pretty cool that Mezco sent me some warnings on how to take care of my Batman 1989 figure. But one thing that is shit my damn figure. Did anyone get it yet? Has anyone gotten it? We're going to talk about the pretty guy on the show. Are you talking about Roman? Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the whole Mezco Batman thing, I'm starting to think it's kind of like the same running joke that NECA has with the Chucky dolls that everyone has already paid for, that they've been waiting for. And then no one seems to have. Because if you listen to Toy Habits at all, I think they're absolutely hilarious when they read the sad comments and people just jump in on the neck and any NECA thing and start talking about how they don't have their Chucky dolls. It's like hot as hell in my bedroom. Hold on one second, guys. This I'm actually going to stop the camera for 1 second. All right. All right, so that wasn't frozen. That was just stopping it for a second. You're not going anywhere, buddy. There's no one here to let you out right now. All right? Although it's frozen enough that I could have walked down and let you out and come back and you'd probably still be frozen. You want to say hi again? Come here. Say hi to everyone. Come on. All right, there he is. Look. All right, you can fix the stream. All right, you're like Grogu. All right, but way cuter. All right, we'll use you as a trope in every single live stream that I do. Yeah, he runs down and he'll look right out and go right into his cage, which he doesn't even need to. That's just where his bed is, so he goes into his cage and sits there. Unless I make him go out, and then he's perfectly fine out in it. And it's been pouring, so he's like begging to go out, but he actually won't go out. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, listen, I don't know what to do without anything to talk about here. And it seems like it's been a slow week in toy news. Just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just stuff that I collect and things like that. So anyway, let's just start talking about the topic, and then we'll rant about some other things. Hopefully the stream won't die. Again, I can only do so much, and I do apologize. I love the fact that you guys stick through this, and I'm working really hard to take care of these technical difficulties that I continue to seem to have. So anyway, the topic was, that I wanted to have was, how much is too much for figures? And I'm not talking about Hasbro raising their prices, but when I hear people start complaining about prices, and I'm on a lot of G.I. Joe forums, and I gotta say this right now. A lot of the G.I. Joe collectors are very cheap. And I know that sounds mean. And I'm not saying if you're not willing, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But to be mad when figures are $55 from a small company, it's hard to say, like, you're asking a small company and you think, oh, they should just be $20. Everybody wants figures to be the same price that they were 10 years ago. When I hear these people complain and say, you know what, it cost me $3 to buy a G.I. Joe figure back in 1985. Well, how much was a Dodge Ram back then? Huh? I bet it wasn't 80 grand, 60 grand to get one, right? I don't think you can walk off the lot of a dealership and not spend close to 60 grand on a Dodge Ram that's pretty close to being fully loaded, but you probably could have got one for 10 grand back in the 80s. Hell, maybe even the 90s. But everyone wants to complain about toys. We've seen the price of eggs. They skyrocketed. Then it came back. They actually come down. Food's gone up. I have more concern with whether or not I can feed my family or if I'm going to spend $55 on a Mythic Legion figure. But the more and more I read, the more and more I wonder, like, when I see the G.I. Joe collectors, and that's mostly where we're at, and we hear these people complain about Action Force being $32. And, again, Bobby now can kind of just stick it to everyone and say, hey, you know what, listen, everyone had a problem with my figures being $32 3 years ago when he first launched the Kickstarter. Well, now Hasbro is creeping up to that. He hasn't changed his prices. And the price of the figures have gone up. So he is, in a way, taking a bath, I'm sure. He's losing some money. But with the amount of figures that he's selling, and obviously a much smaller operation, he's able to keep his prices down at $32 price point. Same with McFarlane. He's talked about numerous times how he would rather sell more of something to make up that profit rather than have a smaller amount of people buying it and it be, $30-$40. Now, again, if you're going to spend $30 on a McFarlane figure, shame on you. But when you see these prices of specific figures, so when someone talks about this figure here, and they're like, yeah, well, $35. Now, again, if you're jumping on a figure and you're just wondering, like, hey, you know what? I don't really want to spend $35 on a figure because I don't know how good it is yet. That I understand. All right? But someone's doing a review and they tell you that it's $35, and the first thing they say is, oof, that's kind of expensive. It is. But as a small company, that you can better believe that it costs more to make this figure here, that figure there, than what Hasbro's paying for Marvel Legends and the Black Series and G.I. Joe for sure. And then when you look at stuff like the Mythic Legions, which I don't have because he's up here somewhere. Then when you look at the Mythic Legions here, and people are saying, yeah, $50, $55, that's expensive. But again, small company, one run, wonderful paint apps. So they actually take pride in what they're doing. That's when you go, all right, well, you know what? I'm willing to spend a little bit more because I reviewed this figure. And when I looked at it, I didn't have any problems with it. Like, there was nothing that stood out that should not have been. And when you start to see your figures are starting to creep up to like $25, they're not creeping, they hit $25. Hasbro's going to start charging more. Now, when I go on those G.I. Joe forums, or the G.I. Joe Facebook pages, and I listen to people, and they do the whole like, oh, I thought Hasbro was going plastic free because it's cheaper. Let me explain something. If you don't know, and I'm willing to bet that everyone watching right now, at least of my viewership, is 46 people, so I should have 46 likes. Listen, they said the plastic free is to help the environment. I don't remember them ever saying that it was cheaper. Now, it probably is cheaper. But Hasbro's not making it cheaper to pass that savings on to you. They're making it cheaper so they can save themselves a buck and they can show their shareholders, well, look how much money we made. Don't ever get that wrong. That just because they're making something cheaper, that it's because they want to pass that savings on to you. The only way Marvel Legends, Classified, the Black Series is ever going to go down in price is if they rebrand it under a different name. Then they can bring it back under a $15 price point, a $20 price point. But companies don't go backwards in their prices. They just it's awesome. You know what? If I honestly, if I didn't laugh about it, if I didn't laugh about this freezing out, I have nothing else open. I have nothing else open other than this damn StreamYard. If I didn't laugh, I'd die. Payne says best. This hobby isn't cheap. It is not. But you know what? I spend a lot of money on certain years. Get that? You gotta fucking be kidding me. What the hell is this thing keep? Oh shit. I apologize. I have nothing else open. No reason to be frozen. So I can watch it here and I can see exactly what's happening. I mean, okay. I'm gonna lose it. Try something. The worst YouTuber ever. The worst live ever. Maybe I should just do. Well, this is riveting right now. As I'm trying to watch the stream here and see if it's actually working. Sure does not look like it is. About this. All right. Okay. Am I back on? Oh, this is amazing. I don't fucking know. This is something else. All right. You gotta fucking be kidding me. All right. So I'm just gonna burn through my works Verizon. Maybe that will work. I have no idea because, again, I'm gonna lose it. Baldy, you may get your you, may get your hope of watching me absolutely lose it because God knows I have done my best. But my internet finally went out, although I wasn't using my network. I was using my neighbor's network, who does not use WoW, which they just ran everything from. So now I'm on my Verizon wireless card for work. So when my boss asks me why I blew through so much data, wow, and it's already dropping, I can see. I don't get this. This is 3 different devices. Someone explain this to me. Get off this. This is amazing. I have absolutely nothing. All right. All right, so tell me if I am on. This is yeah. Yeah, this is something different. And I can't figure out why the hell everything is so bad. Because I'm on a Verizon 5G right now. Nope, I want use cellular data. All right. So let's see here. If I can actually see myself. All right. Can everyone hear me? Am I actually back? I didn't see the empty world showed up. Is there any way you could run an Ethernet cable directly to your router? Okay, so let me explain. I'm going to explain everything here. So it has nothing to do with anything in my house. I had WoW come out. They reran a new cable on the outside, and it started raining. And of course, right now it's pouring. So what I did was I asked my neighbor if I could use her Wi-Fi. She's right next. We're townhouses, so it's not like she's, down the street. I was using hers and it froze up. I switched over to mine. It's actually up right now. It looks like they're coming out tomorrow to fix it. So I switched to my work Verizon card. So I'm just gonna blow through their fucking internet to my through their service until my boss says something to me, and I'll be like, "Hey, I told you I was having internet issues." Yeah, I don't know why I continue to have. So this is 3 different devices. I'm sorry, 3 different types of streaming that I've used. Someone else's, mine, and my Verizon. I've used 2 different laptops. One is my old laptop. Okay, if you said that was a problem, this is a brand new laptop. I've had it like maybe 2 years, and we buy high-end ones for work. My boss spends a lot of money on them, so there should be no issues with that. And people have also said StreamYard has been having an issue. All right, so I agree with you. And you know what? Before, when we started having this, I actually did run the cable directly to it. That's how I said it eliminated everything. But I've also upgraded my router and my modem in the past 2 weeks. So I'm just throwing money away on a live stream that still just makes me fucking max headroom. So anyway. All right. So what were we discussing? We were discussing about the prices of figures, and I can scroll back. It's going to probably mostly people making fun of me. At least I'm going to be known for something, right? On the known for something with live stream, right? That I have the worst live stream. That I don't pay for my cable. That I have dial up. Sure the hell is it fiber optics? God, man. I do apologize, and I also thank every single one of you who is sticking around to every single one of you is sticking around. Yeah, the reason why I say that it's StreamYard is because one of the big YouTubers that I watch about growing channels and stuff, they were having issues. And then the full force was, but I don't know if they use it. And then Payne said that he was having issues too. So right now I'm on my Verizon card, just blowing through data until my boss probably will text me later on and be like, "What the hell's going on?" And I'll be like, "Hey, dude, I'm off tomorrow. Leave me alone." All right. So what I was talking about is the price of figures, and I think I might have even gotten into why I think G.I. Joe collectors are cheap. Sounds kind of mean, but when I hear people talk and they complain about the price of these figures, you know, figures have been going up just like everything else. But it seems like G.I. Joe collectors, and I'm starting to realize a lot of Joe collectors, they're not toy collectors, they're Joe collectors. And that's fine. That's what you're into. But when you start looking at prices going up to 25, some of these going up to 30, in the 30s for their deluxe figures, well, that's nothing new. That's nothing crazy because we've seen this numerous times. This is something that other lines have been doing. Now, where I start to say, hey, a figure that's too expensive is when it comes to Super 7. And you see those reaction figures and you see how cheap they are, the 5 points of articulation. Sure, Hasbro's making them for $10. Maybe they're $12 now. But they were $10 at one time. And you could bring down the cost, especially, Super 7 can't keep saying that, hey, we're a small company. Well, you know what? You're in every single Target all over the place. And if they were selling for $12, $13, I bet you'd sell a lot more. And then when you look at their Ultimates, again, $55. And, when they give you a bigger figure, they'll sell it for $85 or $75. But when they give you a small Bart Simpson or a small Snarf, they're still going to charge you $55. When something gets screwed up, that's when they say, oh, you know what? What are you supposed to do? And that's why I draw the line. And that's why I say, yeah, those figures are definitely too expensive. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. And I don't think anyone should be paying those prices. And if you do, then, hey, that's up to you. If you like them and it's something you want to spend your money on, I believe that a brand like Super 7 does definitely rip you off. I see where Super 7 is classified at Target. Yeah, well, that's because they fled the market. They have a contract with Target. I do believe they're finally going to be going to Walmart. But again, so one of the issues, there's a bunch of issues that you have with classified. Not really where I was going to go. And these are my own personal opinion. I can't tell you for sure. I don't want anyone jumping in here and think you're an idiot, but it makes sense. So when it comes to the G.I. Joe brand classified, so Super 7 is an independent company. They can do whatever they want. They want to do a whole bunch of G.I. Joe. That's what he's going to do. There's my door. That's how close I am to my door. Yes, punk ass with toys. That's right. But so when Brian Flynn wanted to do it, he's going to push out whatever he wants because it's his company. Where Hasbro is obviously a corporate company. Nobody, not right now. Go lay down, okay? It'll go out soon enough, I promise you, because I'm sure the stream is about to freeze. I can actually see it getting ready to freeze on my Verizon because why not? It's just one of those days. So when it comes to Hasbro, and I think the reason why you don't see classified all over the place is, first off, I don't think they ever expected it to survive. I think they expected it to be like Ghostbusters, like Power Rangers, that it was going to be there, get a few fans, crash. But when it did well, when they decided like they need to jump into production and make more, well, I've said this numerous times, when it comes to a company's own brand, it's like working for someone. The last person when you work for a company that's supposed to get paid is the owner. He's the absolute last one that should get paid. So when G.I. Joe is your brand and you made these promises to Disney for Marvel Legends and for the Black Series, guess what? Your brand gets put on the back burner. So it took them longer to get a production run up more. And I think that's why you don't see that many up there. It's taking time. It's taking time for them to get stuff out there. But Super 7 produces all these figures. They ship them all out because they have this contract, hoping that it's going to get out there. And guess what? They just sit there and peg warm. You have some old dads that walk by like, oh, this is pretty cool. Then they look at it and they're like, oh, these things don't even bend. I remember them like having like knee. I've talked to guys in the aisle that aren't collectors. They're like, oh, I don't remember them being like this. I'm like, well, that's because they weren't. This is what Star Wars figures were like. So I don't want to go off on that tangent. I can go on that one another day if you want to do a topic about that. Anyway, so, but the whole point of, what I wanted to talk about, is just these different prices of figures. And again, I did the review on the one on the Mythic Legion. And everyone said, hey, you know what? Pre-order them, and you're going to get them for about $20 cheaper. Unfortunately, I'm not deep enough. Not deep enough. I only have one figure. I'm not deep enough in the line to be willing to invest a year to year and a half worth of money into something that, hey, I may only want to pick up one or two here. If I was into it, I would say definitely jump on it, get those pre-orders, and just sit back and wait. Because after a year, like, you're just going to have a nice steady flow of figures coming in for a line that you collect. And I think it's a great offering what they do. I mean, offering you that much cheaper. I wish some of the other companies would do it that I do collect. When you look at the Action Force, I go ahead and I pre-order directly from Valaverse because under normal circumstances, you're going to get it faster. And in my opinion, for what I'm doing, because I'm doing reviews and I'm trying to grow the channel, you definitely want to get the figures in sooner. So I'm willing to pay, put that money out there and let it sit there and, wait for it to come in so I can get it and then review it. And it definitely does help promote my channel. Where if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would just probably wait for it to come into BBTS and pay the $4 shipping and get hit with it, get hit with the charge when it comes. Where if you order from Valaverse, you're putting the money in, he's got it for, 3 or 4, maybe 5 months. And he doesn't hold on to it like, for a year like some people. I like the fact that he did the Kickstarter and he's not going to continue to do that. And it sounds like he even may be done with the pre-orders, which not sure I would be that cool with. But let's see, Lone Dragon here says they had Gung Ho one time, but still no Destro. I must be talking about the Walmart exclusives. I've seen Gung Ho. I don't think I've ever seen Destro at Walmart, but I also don't go there. Like once you start pre-ordering, hell yeah, might as well not even go there anymore. It's so useless to go to these stores. But anyway, so that's really my my feeling when you look at the different prices. I mean, Masterverse here. I mean, they're creeping up to $18, $20. They went from the $15 price point, which I thought was a great price point, but everything started going up. So now when you're looking at $20 or $18, you're like, hey, that's a great price. Other people are saying, why am I paying more? But again, go grocery shopping and look at how much you pay for everything now compared to something that is this is a luxury. So I just read through a lot of these comments where people are like, they're so aggravated. You know, they see a Mezco figure for $95 and like, that's just a ripoff. And it's like, well, it's a high-end figure that doesn't go down in price. And, you know, you don't have to get it. Like, no one's making you get something if you don't want it. Lone Dragon says, I'm here for the groceries anyway, so I always check. 95% of my collection was purchased online. Yeah. For the most part, I don't even like go toy hunting anymore. It's not even fun. How many times can you go to Target, walk to the back, which the toys are almost as far away from the entrances can be, walk in, look, and then you walk out. And you've literally wasted only 7 minutes of your day, but if you go to 3 Targets in the morning, you're like, man, I am so done with this. And same with Walmart. You know exactly where everything is. I went to a Walmart today while I was working, and I went and I looked around, and I'm like, I need to go to Walmart because at least when I go to Target, everything, for the most part, is pretty neat. I go to Walmart, and it's like zombie apocalypse come through here. People just were ravaging everything. Like no employees that can just tidy things up. I mean, that's what you get paid for. I spent $100 on clearance last week, though. Yeah, when you start getting the clearances or the sales, Target is the best. Same with Amazon. I never have any luck with clearance on Walmart. They don't seem to want to clearance a lot of stuff. Target has a lot of sales. A lot of clearance, especially when it comes to Masterverse. Pretty much anything Mattel. And it looks like they're finally starting to clearance the Snake Eyes movie figures, which, again, I don't know why they've been holding on to those. Like, what was the purpose that they refused to clearance those? Like, they sit on them. Target refuses. They should be like, if you walk by the Joe aisle, you would think they'd be like giving it to you. Like, hey, take this. Take this figure. And I don't want it. No, it's free. Like, no, I don't want it. No, I'm going to give you $5. No, I don't want it. Although I do have them. They're not bad figures. They're just a bad movie. So anyway, yeah, just going on, again, I think I know a lot of the people that come in here, and I watch it with and I see it in my views with the videos that I do. G.I. Joe and Action Force are by far the best. Anything that has to do with military, do really well. Other things are kind of hit or miss. This Mythic Legions here did pretty well, and in the past couple of days, I'm watching, and it got hit somewhere because more and more people just continue to watch it. And it's not huge, but I'm watching as more and more, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should pick up another one, do a review, and see how that one does. But I know a lot of people that come here are coming here to talk G.I. Joe, Action Force, any type of military line, whether it be, the gridiron stuff that I review and different things like that. But also, a lot of you guys I know from the other toy shows and stuff that we watch. So you guys are, you know the difference in the prices. But there's just so many people that when they see a figure for $55 and they're like, that's just a ripoff. Well, yeah, it's a ripoff if all you care about is getting G.I. Joe figures that are going to be 6-inch versions of what we had in the 80s, right? Where if you're a toy collector, you don't think $55 for a Mythic Legion is crazy. You don't think $100 for a figure is crazy. But again, I look at what some people spend on their cars, tuning it up and I'm like, you spent that much money on a little puddle jumper? But to me, that's a waste of money. So if I told people how much I've spent on skateboards, you guys would be like, wow, you bought like 3 skateboards in a month that cost $60 each. And you're like, yeah, like, what's your point? Like, it's an expensive sport. It's expensive to go through. But yeah, it's just one of those crazy ass things that people don't understand the price. Maybe you should get the Motu Homage Mythic Legion figure. Yeah. One of the things about the Mythic Legions, why I took my time, was I wanted to find something without ever having one. I wanted to find one that had enough weapons, enough accessories that I thought it was worth the $55 without ever holding one and moving it around. Even though I had heard all good things about it. Now after having one and seeing how it is, how smooth it really is, I could find myself walking in and picking up another figure. The Mossman one I really wanted, the homage to the Mossman one, but a lot of people said that it was flaking, and I'm like, man, I don't even want that all over my house. But even I had, like, when you're looking at something like that, it's one of those things where it's you have to really decide if I think it's going to be worth the money. Now, again, a lot of what I'm trying to do is, pick up a figure from each line and review it so other people that may be wondering how they are, they can watch my reviews and see an honest opinion of it, because I'm not coming with a biased either way. I want to just have this objective opinion. Now, luckily for me, the way that I'm doing things, and now that I'm monetized, I can kind of look at how much money I make off each video, each review that I do, and I can offset the cost a little bit. I can tell you that I have not done one review on one figure and actually made my money back. Ugly Falcon is the closest one. If I would have bought it for $25, I think I would have broken even now. But that's another thing that I'm looking at when I do it. But again, as you can kind of see, I'm getting a little overboard with lines that I don't normally collect. And it's hard because you pick up the Mythic Legion and you're like, you know what? I wouldn't mind another one, but I want these other 3 Ewok figures because they're cool. And frankly, I don't even want any of my Marvel Legends, but I also want to get rid of my Marvel Legends. Because I have Rogue and Gambit together. I have the Age of Apocalypse, and it sounds like they're not going to do another Age of Apocalypse wave anytime soon, and that's what I absolutely loved. I'm looking at all the Action Force. I'm like, do I really want to continue down the Action Force line? Because G.I. Joe has given me so much stuff. They're giving me so much stuff that I enjoy, that I like. And it's like, do I really need that many figures? That many filler figures? Hey, Matt, listen, everyone that I've ever seen talk about these, they all said the exact same thing. believe me, this has been one of the things. But again, I have a lot of people that come to me. I mean, I like the Action Force. For the most part, I like a lot of the Action Force stuff. But with the amount of figures that he's going to be coming out with, the amount of figures that he's coming out with, and the amount of figures that Classified is coming out with, it's hard. I really have to justify, because my shelving space is only so much. And I do like Mythic Legions. I like these AWA. Again, I'm not a big photographer, but I can't wait to get outside when there's actual grass and make, Spirit, who I've never liked Spirit, but he's perfect hunter, and Rakondo hunting down these guys. They look so awesome together. I mean, they really do, and they're just big enough to be size appropriate, where they're bigger than a human, but they're not towering over them. Let's see here with Michael. Now, I don't believe I've ever seen you on here, so thank you for joining. If this is your first time, I hope you missed the freeze up. I like Mythic Legions, G.I. Joe, Action Force. Your channel is perfect as you start more Legions. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I don't make that much money off this, and I don't make that much money from my job. Mythic Legions, I mean, they do get pricey. There's no doubt about it. But the difference is, it seems like you don't have, if you're already down the Mythic Legions line, you're not looking at what? 6 figures every 2 or 3 months. Where Classified, I guess we don't really know when they're going to come. They just show up. I have a feeling that Torpedo Wave is going to come way sooner than most people think that it's going to. There's no doubt about that. I think that thing's going to come in full force, just like... You all right, buddy? Did you scare yourself? You look in the mirror? Oh, yeah. The whole point of monetizing on YouTube was to hopefully make it a second income loan dragon. That was the whole point. Yeah, 6 to 12 a year. Yeah. But the problem is now, if you want to go and try and pick up the older ones, woo, you're going to be spending a lot of money just trying to catch back up. But again, there's so many other things that I enjoy. I mean, I still, when it comes to like the Motu Origin, I've definitely cut back. All those ones that came out, I looked at the ones that I liked. Either ones that were from, the childhood that I liked, or ones that fit in to that, like Frogmonger. I think is just a really cool adaptation of what we had back then. Because I'm even thinking about starting to dump some of that stuff. But I was looking at them the other day, and I'm like, which ones do I want to get rid of? I really haven't bought any that I say, I really didn't need that. I really don't want that one. Yeah, Payne, let's see here. Payne says, went all in on Cosmic Legions for $255 and back 3 Savage Crucibles for $125. So my total budget is gone for June. Yeah, I only backed 1 Savage Crucible, and I got the con one, and I'll just wait on that and see how it is. Because I think we're gonna be able to get them through BVTS. It might be a little bit more. Might need to wait a little bit longer, but I'd rather wait and see how the first one is. I wanted to support. I wanted to buy like, $150 worth, but I just couldn't. So my buddy got me. Oh, yeah. So where was it's not really what. Yeah, I pre-ordered the second Headless Horseman that glows in the dark. Big. I love the glow in the dark. I keep looking at Scare Glow. Like, if you have the Scare Glow, the Origins, he's so awesome. He glows amazingly. Like, every glow in the dark should be made like that. Yeah, your clearance buys. I saw all your stuff, man. It was pretty killer, to be honest. But every now and then it goes that way, that you find some awesome clearance stuff you've kind of been waiting on, and you're wondering, hey, you know what? I want to pick this stuff up. Because it's just something you've been waiting on. What I need to learn to do better, not better, but I need to learn is how to flip stuff. And when I mean I flip, it's like after I've had it for a while and I really no longer have a need for it and I want to invest in something else, finding a way to separate myself from it. Because I've never collected to turn around and sell it. Not that I've never sold anything, but there's so many people that buy stuff. What happens at times is you go to click something and it just scrolls up and you're hitting the wrong person. But hey, you know what? You got to understand, Viper Scout, you are constantly making comments along with other guys. So yeah, it happened. But I like you. I like Viper Scout. Actually, I like Viper Scout the best. It's my favorite Stormtrooper is the Biker Scout. Best looking helmet. Return of the Jedi is still the best Star Wars. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, they got beat by Ewoks, little teddy bears that have less power than my dog. But hey, So anyway, sometimes I have these topics and I wonder if I even talked about the topic. And I don't feel like I really did, but who cares, right? We're not frozen. So let's quickly talk again about the giveaway. So tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, all right? 7 o'clock tomorrow, the video for this is going to drop. All I ask is that in the comments, you put your YouTube username. And then click the link to, the live stream and hit notify me. So you're notified so you can be here next Monday when we do the giveaway. And as long as you're in the lower 48, I do all the work. We'll spin the wheel of names. And if it lands on you, then guess what? You win a Frogmonger, which is no longer available. And I know a lot of people like this figure. And I ask, share it out, especially if you're on any of the Master of the Universe pages. I'm not. So I'm not going to go on other people's pages and share out a drawing that I'm doing. Which again, it's fun. It brings in, users. Hopefully we get some new viewers. So, but it's going to drop tomorrow. Most of you guys have probably already been here before. Let's see here. Tony says, I cherry pick legends, customize the classified. I'm very picky with Gridiron now. You're not picky with Gridiron. You're so full of shit. All right. Let's see. Ted Darklaw. I have a hard time selling for my collection. It's mine. Even if I dislike it, it's part of. Man, I could not have said it any better. That's just it. I bought it for a reason. I finally started selling off some of my O-ring stuff that I had duplicates of. And now some of it was my childhood stuff. Most of the childhood stuff that I sold it to a buddy for his son who actually collects and plays with the G.I. Joe. And I know that he takes care of it. But it's already stuff that I already have that I've already completed. Or I have a better one. But I'm the same way. It's just hard for me to... It's I bought it for a reason. I bought it because I liked it. And now it's why do I want to get rid of it? But I know my house isn't getting bigger, but my collection is. My collection's getting bigger. My son isn't going away to college for at least a year and a half. So something's got to give. But even so, I look at all this stuff. Like everything that's back here are, groups of little figures, or, little groups of maybe that I wanted. Like I have like a Bat family up there. Superman, Batman, Robin and Batgirl and everything. And it's like I just don't want to, invest into that right now. Because it just I don't want to get rid of it. I don't even know if I can get any money for it. And that's another thing is when you start looking at how much you paid for it, you look at it, you kind of like it, and you're like, well, what am I getting, like $5 for it? Is it worth it? Or should I just like box it up and, put it in a corner until I want to show it off again? And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to show off my Batman again. And then you kind of pull them out and, there you go. So yeah, I think the way you said it, honestly, like that explains everything, like exactly how I feel. So, H4, I haven't seen you in a while. I can agree with the selling statement. It is hard letting go. However, I'm selling off the classified stuff now, and at least half my Black series. You understand? It's a huge weight being lifted, in my opinion. Wow. So, as much as I love my classified, I fully understand what you're saying. Where it's like once you've invested so much money into it, and I know you bought a lot of stuff because you and I talked, on Instagram about stuff before. When you finally make that decision on anything in your life, when you finally decide to let it go and like you no longer are going to be investing in it, sometimes it's just that weight off your shoulder. But it doesn't help if, let's say, you're getting rid of classified and you're jumping full force into Action Force and Mythic Legions because all you've done is substitute one thing for another. Allison says, I rotate through my stuff. I just boxed up my DC Superheroes 5.5 figures the other day so I can display more Origins and Masterverse stuff. So that's kind of where, man, I have a hard time doing that. But I can say this. When I had all my classified and Action Force kind of mixed in together. And, hey, Chaz, what's up? I might address something that you sent me over earlier or last night when I should have been sleeping. So I had everything displayed, and as I got more and more figures, and as I started doing more and more reviews, possibly. Now that you reminded me, I kind of want to show off something since I figured out what I sent you. But anyway, I have these rows of classified and Action Force and different stands full of it, and only one row is in order. Everything else has been pulled off, and I kind of came to that point where it's like I don't always have to display every single thing that I have, especially when I'm doing reviews. And obviously, you want to do the thumbnails, or you're doing different picks and stuff like that. So you have figures down. It's like I don't have to have them all. So what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I just haven't gotten to that point where I'm able to do that. But I like the idea, and it makes more sense when you have a limited amount of space. And again, my home Motu is in my kitchen. My G.I. Joe Classified and Action Force is in my living room. on a wall. And then downstairs is the G.I. Joe room, which is all, O-ring figures or 4-inch figures from any era. And that's staying that way. Unless I move it into the other side and then move my gym over there. Viper Scout, I stopped watching him stopped giving him views, but I'm curious what BS he's spouting. Yeah, that's the problem with him. Yeah, that guy, he likes to spout a lot of shit. All right. Since Chaz came in, let's do drama, right? I know, Matthew, and I've talked to Matthew about this. Hey, I don't ever want to get in the drama, but fuck it. So, there's always stuff about that asshole. I don't say that too loosely because there's a lot of guys that I may not enjoy in the toy community, but very few of them are just flat out liars about stuff. What the hell? No. All right. There's very few people that are just flat out liars. Biggest issues. This is not a topic that I had planned on going down, but Chad, you better still be here. One of the biggest issues with someone like Viper Island, buddy, I can't do this right now. You can't. All right, can you wait a little bit longer? All right, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I need a 5-minute break. Just imagine I'm frozen. I'm going to run out. I got to let the dog out because I have no kids here today. I've gone like 3 days without my kids. It's amazing. I love my kids, but to be free. Give me like 5 minutes. I will be right back. I promise you, I didn't freeze. All right, that motherfucker. I opened that damn door. He heard the rain, and what did I say? He went right into his fucking cage. Okay, he's in here bugging the shit out of me. He's no different than the rest of the kids. All right. So have we been bitching about? Let's see. Ted Darklaw here. I don't know anything about this channel. He's talking about anyone and giving cliff notes. All right, so Viper Island is a guy out of Canada. He started his channel about 2 years ago. And he's got 16,000 subscribers. We're going to find out in a second. And he started off like a decent channel. No big deal. Right? No, I did not freeze. I had to run and grab something. Well, I had to run and try to let the dog out. All right, so basically, he's out of Canada. He really wanted Hasbro to be sending him stuff. When they didn't, he started getting all pissy about it. Then he started stealing people's content and not giving people credit. And when I say he started stealing people's content, if you ever watched A Toy Kind of Mood with Travis Moody, Tony Romo's on there all the time. At San Diego Comic-Con, this is where the shit really, really started. There was they did an interview with Emily and Lenny. It was Travis and was it Black Genghis? But either way, so Black Genghis and Travis were on either side. Well, he used their footage. Not only did he not give them credit, he cropped them out. So he just zoomed in on Emily and Lenny and cropped out the two people. Now, listen, Travis doesn't really say anything bad about anyone except for Viper Island and because of this. But he's done this numerous times. And now he's picked a fight with the artist Shark. They're going back and forth, whatever. But he tends to steal stuff. He gives information that he knows, and then it doesn't turn out to be true. So he removes the content. He deletes it, or he turns it to private. So, the hell's the name of that website again? Social Blade. If you ever want to know anything about someone's statistics on social media, you can go to Social Blade, and you're going to find out all kinds of things about them if you want. So, we'll type in Viper Island here. And the other thing is, he just picks fights with people. And Carson, let's see, I'm slowing down. I can see it. I can see that it's slowing down. Am I about to freeze? All right. All right. So bear with me. It looks like I'm losing internet for some reason. So everything freezes up here. All right. So, all right. So yeah, present this. Hopefully this shows up because there's no reason why it shouldn't. I'll share the screen, window, share. All right. So here are the different statistics that he has. I can see that it's up. Extremely decent. So another thing that he recently did was Carson from 3D Joe's was on with Articulated Chad, and he brought him up. And he said, yeah, he used my picture, I want to say for the flag, and he pretty much cut out anything that had to do with Commander of Cobra. That is exactly what we're going to discuss. That is what I'm going to point out. So Carson had pretty much said, hey, he messaged him and was like, hey, listen, I don't mind if you use my stuff. And Carson has said this to everyone. The stuff is there for people to use. But when you use it, give the website credit. That's all I ask. All right. Say that it came from 3djoes.com, So this got sent over to me. Obviously, it's not a secret. Chaz just pretty much said that he sent it. All right. So I had looked at this before. So if you look right here, now I've already gone over this. This is how we know that he buys subscribers. All right. So you can see when he started, July 21. I believe he started buying subscribers right around here because he started with nothing, like all of us. And then he jumped up to like 455 he gained in that week. 320. Now, if you go and Google buy YouTube subscribers, it's pretty easy. And it's actually pretty damn cheap, to be honest. So if you watch here, he's kind of strolling along, like at 200. Get 200 subscribers when you're a new channel is pretty easy. Especially when all you do is do G.I. Joe. All right? So as you're going along here, right, 140, All right. But here's this huge jump. Boom. Look at this. In 1 week, he got 2,100 subscribers. He bought them. The next week, he got almost 3,000. Don't tell me he didn't buy those. Then he got 900. And then all of a sudden, 300, and then he's down to nothing. All right? Now, from what I understand, this is when he put up the G.I. Joe movie. All right? So everyone started watching it. But I'm going to say this again. If I put up the G.I. Joe movie, or any movie, I may get a bunch of people to watch it, which is going to give me all these views right here. So you get all these views, but I'm not going to get subscribers. So what you see is once Hasbro probably hit him with a copyright and made him take it down, you can see he lost all these views. I wasn't able to understand it until Chaz hit me up and said, look, he got nerfed 151 views. What this is here, and I just put 2 and 2 together from watching so many damn YouTubers and talking about the different things. When you delete a video or turn it to private, you lose all that watch time. So when Hasbro made him remove the video, he lost all that watch time. I couldn't figure out what that was until last night, and you can see here. So we've often talked about how we can't find certain videos where he said he has on good authority that he knows for a fact that Dr. Mindbender is coming with the Trouble Bubble, and it's a Target exclusive, and it's already in the system. Go try and find that video. You ain't gonna find it. And you know why? Well, it's because he deleted it or put it to private. So you lose all those watch hours. Lately, he's been doing a bunch of stuff, and you can't find it. You can't find it. But if you look here, he just recently lost 151,000 views. That's a lot of views. And that's because he either set stuff to private or he deleted stuff that he didn't want you to hear. The other thing that he does is he regurgitates his own stuff. And what I mean by that is he'll re-put it out and repurpose it. And he's in the media, so he knows how to do it pretty well. He knows how to do it pretty well. This is really bogging down my stream for some reason. I don't know why this is bogging it down. But he knows what he's doing. So when you see this is because he deleted or set stuff to private. And again, it goes back to everything that so many of us have been saying. He lies about stuff and then he removes it. So if you ever catch a lie, do a screen grab, do a record if you want to call him out later. Or just do it and send it to Chaz, and Chaz will have at least 13 different memes of it within about 2 hours. Because Chaz, who I love more than anyone, he also acted like a Tycoon Moon interview by his correspondent. Yeah, oh yeah. So that's the other thing that he did, is he made it seem like it was his guys. And he's done that with a few. Like, he makes it seem like it's his guys. And now he's all like anti-Hasbro, and how he'll never accept anything from them. That's because they won't send him anything. But he's constantly getting stuff sent to him from viewers. He's probably sending himself stuff, to be honest. But he just comes off as this real jackass. Just this real, complete jackass. And again, we all can. There's no doubt about it. But this guy has made so many enemies in such a short amount of time in the Joe community, which I think is actually fairly easy to get along with. But, you know, you have a guy, Carson, who does 3D Joes, who's telling everyone, hey, you know what? Use my stuff. Just give me credit for it. You know, just give the website credit for it. I wanted to remove that because it's bogging down my stream. This is about Viper Island. This is about Viper Island. Let's see. Lone Dragon says, pissing me off when he makes those videos about how he's better than the other channels because they talk shit and cause drama and he doesn't. Then proceeds to talk shit on other channels for 10 minutes. He does it all the time. He does it all. It correlates to making a video about shills and then explaining why you're not a shill. Boom, I said it. Anyway, yeah, he's really going after the artist. He's really going after Shark. He's really in on Shark right now. And again, he's the one who's made enemies with absolutely every single one. He's made enemies with everyone. You can't go on Instagram and follow any of the people that do memes. Obviously Chaz, Figure God, and Soto Popinski. They're always dropping some sort of meme, insulting him. I do the same thing too. I said I was going to stay out of drama. I do my best. I can't lie. I'm willing to say what I think. I love the fact that guys like Toy Habits, especially Geek Dead Life, Toy Anxiety, they're able to stay out of it. I thought the whole show thing that Toy Habits did was hilarious. They took it with a stride. They didn't say a word. They never mentioned the person that insulted them. I'm not so much like that. But again, he's really the only person I cannot stand. And one of the reasons is not so much what he's doing, but when you have so many people in the G.I. Joe community that are coming in collecting classified, they don't know anything about toys. And I don't mean that as a negative. They're there to collect G.I. Joe. So they go and they Google, G.I. Joe Classified, right? Boom. They pull it up on YouTube, and his shit's the stuff that comes up. And that's not what people are believing. I would feel the same way if I was a huge Star Wars fan. And I'm not like super into Star Wars and know all the YouTubers. And I type in Star Wars info, right? Star Wars news. And fucking Mike Zero showed up. And if you don't know who Mike Zero is, he's the biggest jackass on Star Wars. Although I give the guy credit because that guy pumps out like 18 videos in a 24-hour period and gets a bunch of views. Again, if you don't know who Mike Zero is and you like Star Wars, I'd say go watch him, but you're probably going to get mad. Mikey Moncher, Viper Island is an absolute joke, bro. His kid on there is annoying and knows nothing about the brand garbage. So I refuse to insult his kid because I think kids are off limits. But this is what I'm going to say. I believe he put his kid on there as his fucking Captain America shield, thinking, well, if I put my kid on here, nobody is going to insult me. Listen, you cannot talk about Viper Island and not compare him to Mike Zero. All right? You can't. I'm sorry. They are one and the same, except for Mike Zero is so much bigger. One of his videos popped up last night, and I looked at it, and I watched it. And then I went to his last videos. That guy pumps out so much content. But again, if you're just making up content, I guess it can't be that hard, right? If I had, 200,000 followers or subscribers or whatever he has, and I just wanted to sit at home and make up G.I. Joe news, I can make up G.I. Joe news all day, but so many people are watching it. And even though you may not make a lot of money off YouTube, the amount of stuff he puts out there, holy shit, I guarantee you, he's making $1,000 easily a month on YouTube for how much content he puts out and for how many people watch it. It's crazy. Mike Zero. Talk about it like he's believable. That's the funny thing. Like that guy, he's committed to that. Like keeping up that his facade. Yeah, right here. Like, yeah, I'll leave Dex alone forever, but I'll punk his idiot father out. Exactly. You know, um, Mike Zero found a flash drive in the Lucasfilm parking lot 6 years ago. It was all and the guy really hates Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, we all do, but not like this guy. This guy really hates Kathleen Kennedy. And the bogus stuff that he throws out. I know. How did we get to Mike Zero? We're bitching about Viper Island. Again, they're like one and the same. One is just G.I. Joe. One is Star Wars. But no, like I said, if I did a thing and I brought one of my kids on here, you know, and maybe you hate me, you hate my. Oh, again, I don't know why you'd be watching me, but hey, you know what? A lot of people do. Well, I know people do. I don't want to say a lot of people. Listen, if you want to insult me, you want to attack me, that's fine, but if I'm doing something with an innocent kid, that, again, I would not bring my kid on to be my shield. All right? I can use my ex for that. Just kidding. Just kidding. What is there to talk about the Star Wars franchises in the tank? Dude, go look at Mike Zero, and you will see what there is to talk about. I'm telling you, like that. Listen, that shit is, dude. I can't even explain Mike Zero. He is something else. Like he is, wow. He is something else. Let's see. Just take some of your rants. Just take some of your rants. Cut them up from the post. Boom. Punk with toys and the new flag HasLab. That's exactly what he does, man. Like, he recuts up his stuff over and over. And the reason why I figured it out, because he put a thing out, it was more than a couple months, a few months ago, bashing Hasbro about how they just dropped the Zartan and Storm Shadow pre-orders and didn't tell anyone. And I'm literally messing in Chaz, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, did they just do this? And I'm like, I forgot what I had pre-ordered. I'm like, I swear it came out. I go back and I'm like, man, this shit was pre-ordered like 2 months ago. And Chaz looked, he goes, no, he goes, that was shit that he cut up. He just recut stuff up and he put it out again. So now he gets views off of it. And here's the thing. If I go through, and let's say I turn all my stuff to private, right? So if you went into my Social Blade after that, you'd see that I have all these negatives. I still get to keep any money that I've earned. So it's not like YouTube comes back and says, well, you know, you got rid of those, you know, those videos. You know, we want the cash back. It doesn't work like that. He doesn't care, you know. But then he has this plausible deniability, like, I never said that. But you did. You just hide it, so now we all can't see it. But yeah, I really didn't mean. Listen, I've wondered if I should go off on him. The one guy, he changed his Instagram. What was it to Island Viper or something like that? I forget who it was. He did a whole thing on Viper Island, and very animated about it, very comical. I know Matthew will know who I'm talking about. But yeah, let's see what Ford says. A Punk with Toys and the Peanut Gallery has leaks for 2028. Make another channel, wear your Cobra Commander mask, and have a dartboard. Listen. As bad as Mike Zero is, man, when he has that commitment when he says his name, you know, I'm Mike Zero. Like, he has this commitment that you're like, whatever this guy's saying, he's got to know he's like the ShamWow guy. Like you watch the ShamWow. You all remember the ShamWow. You're like, I gotta order that. I mean, seriously, all it is fucking paper towel. But you know what's like? You're like, that guy is so committed. Like, it's gotta be something that I have to have. I should do that. I can't wear that. You can't wear that Snake Eyes mask. It pushes up against your nose. As awesome as it looks, so that thing, Cobra Commander mask is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's see here. The slap clap. You're gonna love these nuts. Yes. Then there's a guy that. What is the one that they slap that tape on it? Chaz has actually, I think, done memes using that tape or whatever that was. But the slap shop, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the hand up and down. Yeah, Matthew. When was the last time you thought about the ShamWow guy? But I said it, and you know exactly who I was talking about. You know, because we all remember the My Pillow guy because he's still around. Not barely, but he's still around technically. Oh yeah, okay. The Island Viper, Action Man reviews. I don't think I follow him, but every now and then he pops up, and I did catch that video, and I was contemplating before I saw his video. I'm like, should I do a live stream and talk about it? Again, drama builds like a quick burst of getting people in, but you know, you really want to draw people that are going to be around for a long time. You want them to like your content, not just because oh yeah, what's the new drama? But you know, sometimes you just have to talk about, you know, what's going on in the community, and sometimes it's drama. And the fact that he's still around, you know, Viper Island, he kills the community because the people that are watching him are unfortunately they're not toy fans, they're Joe fans. They don't know where else to get their information from, and they go there and they hear what he's saying. And I guarantee you, there are still some Joe fans that are like, "Oh no, there is this Target exclusive that's coming out with Dr. Mindbender and a Trouble Bubble." Listen, Viper Island, he told us it was in the system. I guarantee you cannot find that video because I can't find it. I would love to sit there and go through it and go, hey, look at this. Remember when you said this? You know, and he always says like, oh, we told you about this. You mean when the list of reaction figures came out and one was called Satan Ninja and you were like, yeah, well, this is Red Ninja. We told you. Every single G.I. Joe YouTuber told you that it was Red Ninja because it was Satan Ninja. It wasn't that hard to figure out, all right? It wasn't like the code names that Classified uses. That remix is still on YouTube. I watched it last night. 2008 memories kept me warm. You guys make me laugh, just so you know that. I do this because I enjoy it, but when I get to the point that I get to start reading through the comments, when we're not talking about real topics, we ain't going out because it's still raining out, buddy. It hasn't changed. It's pouring out. Want to say hi to everyone? Come up here. That was you. You hit the garbage. Come here. Come on. Say hi. Oh, say hi. Yeah, look over there. Look over there. See, I can only turn so much. Look there. Look. There he is, guys. There's Roman. If anyone's watching and doesn't know, he's really the star of the show. He's much better looking than me, much needier than me. He's just like my child, like one of my children. Let's see, Chaz here says, dude, that was his very first video, clickbait. Wait, what was his very first video? I'm trying to watch here. So I have a ShamWow custom action figure with chopping action. You know what? That is thing. Ramen toys, get on that. That's the type of stuff I want to see. Like, who wouldn't buy that? He comes with the ShamWow. He comes with the chop. Come on, like that's the type of stuff that's awesome. He's got his little headset on, and that guy he made you want to buy stuff. Anytime I see something like that, wait, that was his first video. That Dr. Mindbender was. Man, maybe I just wasn't willing to go that far back. Every time that I see like the infomercials or we start talking about, I talked to someone about ShamWow. There was an episode of Home Improvement where Tim's having a hard time like sleeping because he doesn't want to sign the will because he thinks he's going to die just like his dad died, right? And at the end of the episode, he's watching this infomercial, and it's about it's for these knives. And he calls and he orders the knives, and then his wife comes down, Joe comes down and talks to him. And she kind of talks him into like, no, listen, you're not your dad. And he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, you know what, you're right. And he goes and he signs the will. And she looks and she goes, God, who buys this stuff? And he's like, I don't know, all kinds of people. So anytime I see the infomercial, I'm thinking like, who the hell buys this? And I'm thinking like, oh yeah. There's a lot of people at 2 a.m. that are like, I need that. There are people with ShamWows that have never used that dish rag. All right? That is, yeah. But I miss infomercials. Now you don't have to watch them. Now it's YouTube. Like, you don't have to watch infomercials. Kids will never understand the love of watching infomercials like we used to have. Oh, so anyway, so that's enough about Swiper Island, Cuck Island, Thief Island. There's so many different names for them. But listen, again, my biggest issue, I'll say it again. My biggest issue with the guy is you have unknowing G.I. Joe collectors that are typing in, G.I. Joe Classified, and this is what they're coming up with. And they never go. I mean, people can sit there and say the full force of a bunch of shows, but at least the information that you're getting from them is normally factual. If Chris is telling you it, like you can, when you watch the full force and Chris tells you something, you can usually tell if he already knows ahead of time. All right? Because he's in with the Hasbro guys. Now, that makes him a show for a lot of people. That's fine. But if he's giving you news, like, I'm going to listen to what he has to say rather than some guy that just goes and gets information from anyone that he can and tries to pawn it off as his own. Let's see here. That spray hair stuff back to back with the sheer shampoo infomercial block was the best. I don't remember that one. I mean, I might if I saw it. Send me a link to it. Because I'm interested. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe Allison, maybe we should in 1 week instead of doing movies, we should go through infomercial. Although we'll have to use your stream because God knows mine will just crap out for no reason. We have all made poor choices at 2:00. You are correct. And Ben, I don't remember ever seeing you, so I want to say welcome. Thank you. I love seeing the new names, and I love seeing when the new names even come back. And hopefully I remember. Hopefully I will remember. Yeah. So anyway, that's enough about that douchebag. I hope this doesn't get back to him because I don't want him to insult me and say there's no drama. He doesn't do drama and then go on for 10 minutes about me. But, I guess he could talk about my bad stream, but that's It's kind of the running joke now, right? If I had a really good stream, I don't think it'd be as entertaining. So, but what we do need to talk about after we've talked about the Frogmonger and the giveaway, we got to talk about this Thursday, Punks on Film. I want you guys all there, if you want to be there, I guess. You can either watch it here or you can watch it over on that channel. I'd much rather everyone jump over there to Punks on Film over there, so we can try and grow that channel. But Matthew and I are going to be talking about Mallrats. I want to say I'm hoping it's going to go smoother than last week, but as we know, my stream went oh so well today using different streams that I just don't know how it's going to go. It kind of scares me. But we're going to be talking Mallrats, and we're not really going to so much be breaking down about the director and different things like that. We're just going to be talking about the movie, what we liked about it, what's good, what's bad. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing bad about Mallrats. It's by far my favorite Kevin Smith movie. And again, I'm bad. I'm bad at times because, it's Jason Lee, one of my favorite skateboarders of all time, even though he skates goofy and, regular is better. Let's see here. Every time you read one of my comments, you say that. I'm not going to do it anymore, all right? Matter of fact, I'm going to do this right now. I write down your name. How can I not remember that name? But you're probably right. I'm my moderator. He's just gonna apologize. He's sorry. Allison, she's in. Yeah, you right off the bat was just like throwing out different lines and everything. I absolutely love the movie. Yeah, and I know I've talked about it before. But again, so not only are we going to talk about it, if you look in my either there, you can go to both places. In the community tab, I put a poll up for the next movie that we're going to watch and review. It's not a review. You can't really review a movie from 30, 40 years ago. All you can do is talk about it and say what you think, what you feel about it. And the movies, if you go to the community tab that you can vote on right now, are Iron Eagle, Only the Strong, Commando, which was crushing it, Clueless, who is a much, way underrated movie. If you don't like Clueless, then there's something wrong with you, not the movie. And Time Bandits. So go there, vote on it. Go over to Punks on Films, vote on it there too. Right now, Commando's crushing it. I really didn't think Commando was. Though Only the Strong, I think, was pulling up behind it, not that far. So let's see here. Do you do the goofy holler when you fall? Wait, you're talking about me? Hold on. Let's see here. I never could ride a skateboard. Didn't try real hard, though. A bunch of my friends did. I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, here. Oh, Matthew. I skate goofy. I snowboard goofy. I am left-handed. You know what? It doesn't matter, though. So my buddy that I skate with, one of the guys that I skate with, Tony, he's always better than all of us. He's goofy, but he plays pool, and he's right-handed. So the way he stands would be technically regular. And I don't understand. I don't know how everything that you do, like skating, you're pushing with your left. And then when he shoots pool, he shoots right-handed because he's right-handed. And I'm like, I don't get it. He's like, I don't understand what you don't get. I'm like, I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me. You should be doing it the other way around. So yeah, so yeah, see, Jeremy heard it. Clueless is class. I saw Clueless at the movie theater. I don't remember why me and my buddy went to go see it, but I walked out of that place laughing. And to this day, I introduced it to my kids. They found it absolutely hilarious. I actually walked into a Jet's Pizza a couple weeks ago, and it was right at the point where the gay kid that they didn't know was gay at the time was coming to pick up Cher. And her dad was like, "I own a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anyone will miss you." And I'm like waiting. I'm like, "All right, don't bring me pizza yet. I want to see this part." Because believe me, I will use that line when my daughter eventually brings someone home. Damn, 9 times at the theater. Allison's like, man, we heard all about her stuff on like Toy Habits and the little. She was more spoiled than I was, and I had a lot of stuff, including the USS Flag. But anyway, again, this whole idea of this Punks on Films, it started here, and everyone was really into it. So I'm hoping to see a lot of you guys start to migrate over there. I definitely know that, hey, you know what? It's so spoiled. Like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna say I wasn't. All right. If I wanted it, I pretty much was able to get it. What is this? No, and then I'm gonna be that girl who fell on her butt. Okay. All I saw was all night girl butt, and I wasn't sure where you were going until I read the whole comment. Buddy, you don't want to go outside. We already tried. All right, just go over there, and I will shove you outside once we get off here. Can't do any activities where balls fly in my face. All right, see? So you guys need to go vote. And then we're going to talk about Mallrats, and then we'll know what movie we're going to talk about next. Again, I have never seen Time Bandits, and I have never seen Only the Strong. So if one of those get picked, then I really have to. No, go. You're all done. Go. Go. Yeah, he listens to me just as well as my kids do also. But yeah, so I just, again, the concept is fun. And again, it's going to grow. I hope as it grows, it's going to grow past just the toy community. I think eventually we'll start bringing in people that are just like, what the hell is going on with this? And doing it live stream and talking to everyone. It's just fun. And then the other thing that we will do is we will pick out the next five movies that we want to talk about doing 2 weeks after that. And I know Matthew said when we eventually do, what movie is it again? Chad's movie. Yeah, I can't find it. What was Chad's movie again? Come on, Matthew, tell me what Chad's movie was. Megaforce. So when we eventually do Megaforce, and we are going to have Chad on because he talks about that movie as much as I probably talk about Rad. And if I could find Rad, if Rad was free or you could rent it for like $1 or $2, I definitely would say, hey, you know what? Let's watch this. Where, let's say Commando wins. I don't know if Commando's free or not, but more than enough of us have Commando or have seen Commando that it won't be that hard to find a copy of it to watch or to get it. Like, I would love to do Midnight Madness. Most of you don't know what Midnight Madness is. It's awesome. Seriously, one of the funniest 1979, 78 Michael J. Fox's first movie before he was Michael J. Fox. He was just Michael Fox. So, but yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing Thursday. Again, I hope to see you guys all there. Go there right now. And Matthew, if you have it, put a link to it right now. You guys can go there right now and hit notify me so you're here. So you're there. Not here. Oh, look at that. Allison knows it. But he's not Michael J. Fox. He's Michael Fox in the movie. And he wasn't even the star. Pee-wee Herman's in it. Yes. We watched that movie. I watched that movie so many times as a kid. It was like my sister's favorite movie. I got so annoyed with it. I couldn't stand it. And then my friends and I started watching it like as, teenagers. And it just became, it is so hilarious. The girls on the mopeds, take the eyes out, take the eyes out. Obviously, Alan's probably the only person that knows what I'm talking about. Okay, wait. Oh, so it was on HBO every afternoon for like 3 summers back. Okay, see, I didn't have HBO, but for like short bits. So maybe that's where I originally found it. And I was able to get it on DVD, but you can't find it. You would think that it should be on Disney Plus, but I don't believe that it is. You should probably have to look for it again. But there's there are some actual actors and actors. I don't know if there's any actresses, but there's a few known actors that were in that, other than Michael J. Fox. Like I said, Pee-wee Herman was in it. But I love that movie. So again, if we can find that, if that was on Disney Plus, that would be. I gotta throw that one out there. Wouldn't be a vote. I'd be like, we're doing Midnight Madness. You guys all gotta watch Leon and the roller skating girls. And how everyone has their specific colors, and their cars just all happen to be the exact same color that they get picked. Oh man. Okay, so anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up a little early today. Again, it wasn't a lot of toy talk. Unless you guys have anything else you want to chat around. There's still 33 people watching. Oh, look at that. Let me tell you, that word has been used more between the group of my friends than probably anyone that has ever been used. Emilio, faggot beefy. Faggot beefy. when he does, oh, that's easy. Cherry point. What? Cherry point. Cherry point. Oh my gosh. It's so like the way that I hate that right now there's probably you and Allison are probably the only other 2 people that know what the hell I'm talking about. That movie's so good. Like, and you have to watch it more than once. And the when Harold's standing there with the hubcap in front of the fake big boy. Oh my gosh. We gotta find yes. If that's a movie we're eventually gonna have to talk about. But we got time. I'm not going anywhere on YouTube. I mean my stream might crash. I don't know. Yes, the faggot beefy is just absolutely awesome. And has nothing to do. The first word that you hear in it has absolutely nothing to do with any of that. It was just him trying to spell out, just trying to spell out a word that he couldn't figure out, and that was the word that he came up with. Oh my God. All right, guys. So anything else you guys want to discuss? Any other movies you guys might be interested in? You guys got to show up. Like I said, hopefully we can pick 5 movies. I'm going to pick one that I want to see. that I'm going to throw out there. I already have an idea of what I'm going to throw out there. Whatever wins the next, like the 4 that are in that group, I'm not going to keep them in there. We're going to go on to a different group of movies. So I want you guys all to have, want everyone to have kind of a say in it. And as it progresses, as it grows, I'm hoping Matthew wants to continue doing it. I know him and I had a lot of fun doing it last time. He wanted to do it this time. I got Midnight Madness. I got it. Like, we found it a long time ago. An old friend of mine, he was moving back from Florida, and his U-Haul truck broke down. And it was right by this comic book store. So while I was waiting for them to come, he went in, and they had a Midnight Madness poster, and he was able to buy it off them. I've never even heard of The Wildlife. Unless if I'm thinking of something different. That one doesn't even ring a bell. Yeah, so anyway, let's do that. I hope to see you guys all over there. Hold on. Okay, so now we got some people coming in here. Let's see here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Lone Dragon says, Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin. Never even heard of that. So you guys just threw 2 movies at me that I've never even heard of. So, and I have no problem. I gotta use my time more wisely, though. That I gotta admit, because Warriors, I waited too much time not watching it sooner. When we agreed on the movie, so I had to watch it twice just to kind of catch up. But again, like that Star Chaser and The Wildlife, those are 2 that I've never even heard of. And again, maybe if I saw the cover or what it was, maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, I've seen that before. But yeah, I have, there's so many good 80s comedies or just 80s movies and stuff like that. It's just awesome. So it's an 85 animated movie free on YouTube. All right, well, let's see. Allison says, I only watched The Warriors for the first time during the, I think you meant pandemic. I felt like I cheated myself for decades. Yeah, it was, watching it a second time, it was much better because there's a lot of slow parts, but it was definitely. See, here's another one. Like, what is this? Like, Tony, like, Space Hunter. I had never heard of it. Like, you guys are throwing out a lot of stuff I've never heard of. Let's see. Have you seen the episode of American Dad that parodies the Warriors? Nope. I don't watch American Dad. See, there's so much stuff, like, that's what I hope, like, doing this channel, that we're able to find some movies that I've never seen before, and then definitely introduce other people to some movies. Because again, when I talk about Midnight Madness and people don't know it, I feel like, wow. Or like Mallrats, or people say they haven't seen Mallrats, which is crazy to me. I do want to say I did watch a in 3 days time. It's on Netflix, the TV show Night Agent, and it's kind of like it's pretty good. It's an FBI agent, kind of like in the vein of all those like top secret type movies that people have seen in TV shows. God, I can't think. I can't think of what it is. Jack Ryan, stuff like that. It's similar to that. YouTube, 10 episodes. I whipped through it in like 3 days. That's pretty interesting, pretty fun. Just good to go through. So, if you're interested in those types of The Naked Gun. There's not. I love all three of them, but that first one is so good. At times, I feel dirty laughing at stuff that happens. At anything that Nordberg does, because the guy's a murderer in real life. But OJ was so damn funny in that. When he gets shot, he like put his hand on the paint and he's pulling it off. I saw the guy read. Oh my gosh! Yes, there was that in it too. Oh my gosh! Yes, that's. I love the Naked Gun. I just think that's so. It's so funny. It's so over the top. My buddy, his mom hated it because she thought that Priscilla Presley should not be lowering herself because she was married to Elvis. Shouldn't be lowering herself to do movies like that. And I just remember like my buddy being like, "Mom, like it's just a movie. Like how can like?" And then when you think back to like what Elvis was, and I was like, dude, the guy died on the shitter. All right, like, but you know, I was like, I don't think she's lowering herself. I said, dude, the first time I saw that movie, I was with my very religious grandmother. She left the room to go pray for it. Oh, yeah. There's talk that I think that they want to do a remake of it with Liam Neeson as Liam Neeson is playing Frank Drebin, which I'm not a big fan of doing all these remakes. Yeah. She married him at like 14, I think he was. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It was one of those things where you're just like, yeah. No, I've watched some of these. I've introduced myself. I've introduced my kids to some of the 80s movies that I watched, that we used to watch. And sometimes certain parts come up and you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this. And I don't even want to watch it with my kids. And my son's 16. My daughter is 14. But like certain things will come up and I'm just like, I don't even want to be in the room with you because it's just things that you shouldn't be watching with your kids, like different parts. But we used to watch it with our parents. And hell, a lot of the stuff used to be on channel, well, you guys went to channel 20, channel 50, but the UHF channels, like in the middle of the day. Like no one ever really thought anything about it. And yet here we are. So Police Academy was one that I think I tried watching with my kids, and I was like, yep, can't do that. Police Academy is hilarious. Is it Police Academy? I think it's Police Academy 2, where the guy where the cat shit in his cereal, and he takes it out and he shoots it across, and he's like, how many times I gotta tell you? The litter box! And then he goes back to eating it. Oh, it's so nasty. Yes. So, we will get to UHF because UHF is probably the best parody movie that is family friendly. I don't want to say it's the best parody movie because as much as I hated it and I just refused to even acknowledge to my friends that it was funny, the Kentucky Fried Movie takes things to such a different level. But the Kentucky Fried Movie is a pure parody where UHF actually has a storyline with these parodies, whether it be Rambo or Conan the Librarian. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Oh my God! Again, there are so. God, see this. See, this is what like. Okay, so like this here is what I wanted. So this we need to have. There's 32 people still watching. So if 32 of you are still watching, you guys, we need to have at least 32 people in on Thursday, right, guys? Yes, take this man to Detroit. Listen, that makes us laugh because I live in Detroit. Well, I'm the outside of Detroit. Because he's sitting there. He's sitting there trying to say, you can't do anything. He's like, take him to Detroit. No, not that. Anything but that. They have like two. There's another Detroit reference in that movie, too. I can't remember what the second one is right now. Yeah, there's that always made us laugh because man, you'd be surprised. Man, you go out of state. Like you live in this area. You tell people you're from Detroit when you go other places. Like they're like, oh wow, is it really that bad there? And you're like, if you act like you're scared of everything, sure. But I'm also not walking down the streets of Detroit. You know, you can drive through there perfectly fine and not have a problem. And Allison, I don't know if you knew that I was from Detroit. If you just threw that out there or not. Airplane has a couple. There's one of the bar scene. It was the worst bar you've ever been in. It was worse than Detroit. Airplane is awesome. I tried watching Airplane with my kids, and my kids did not. Well, my son. I can't say my daughter. My son. It was a few years ago. He did not find it funny at all. My dad sat through Airplane. I want to say it was Airplane. Which one is the one where the guy cuts his face shaving? It was either Airplane or Airplane 2. And my dad did not laugh one bit until that part. And he thought that guy trying to shave and cut up his face was absolutely hilarious. And I thought that was like the lamest joke in the whole show. My dad found it hilarious. Yeah. Listen, I wish RoboCop was filmed here rather than I think in Toronto. Believe me, from what I understand about Toronto, it's like super clean. So it ain't nothing like Detroit. It's always comical whenever you hear people make jokes about something in Detroit. Oh yeah, it was filmed in Texas. There's another Detroit Rock City. That was filmed, I want to say, in Toronto. Same with True Romance, which is supposed to take place in Detroit. I think there's like one scene where they're actually in front of the Renaissance Center. It's in the background. You can see Canada. People don't realize how close Canada is to us. Nobody, not just yet. All right? I love you. But you don't even want to go out. You're going to go out, you're going to see rain, and you're going to be like, nope, I'm not going out. Are you going to do that again? Yeah? You want to say bye? All right, well, we've gone almost 3 hours. We went almost 3 hours. I can't believe it. Yeah, it takes place in Detroit, but it was not filmed in Detroit, unfortunately. There's not a lot of stuff that's filmed here, to be honest. They tried doing it for a while, and then the old governor said, oh, no, we can't give you tax breaks. So they nerfed it. So all the movie studios that they made, they pretty much had to shut down. Like, good job, Governor. Good job. Like, yeah, Roman has to go pee. Bye, Roman. Go pee. Except he won't go outside. I'm gonna have to walk outside with him and make him pee, right? Because you literally walk down He heard the rain, which is pouring out, and then he just turned around and was like, "Nope, I'm not going out." And he's looking at me with some eyes. Look at this. Look at them eyes. You good? You say hi to everyone. Oh, am I embarrassing you? Am I embarrassing you? All right. Well, that was a good shot of Roman. Yeah, he's not so much a puppy. He's my puppy. All right, we're going to get out of here. I know it's a little bit shorter than 3 hours. Even shorter if we take all the freezing that we did. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of toys to talk about, although we started talking about movies, and here we are for a half hour talking about it. So I expect to see every single one of you over on Thursday over on Folks on Film. And if you don't want to go there, you can always watch it here. So anyway, I am going to get out of here. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for everyone who stuck around through the technical difficulties, which I continue to have, and I don't know why, but it's making me scream. So I am going to get out of here. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys all on Thursday.